Students, we'll start with the next topic, that is mineral riches in the soil. Okay, so we are going to study soil. That is the next important factor. Now soil is an important resource that decides the diversity of the life in that area. Okay, the outermost layer of our earth, okay, that is known as the crust, and then inside the earth we have got minerals. Okay, now this layer supplies the nutrients to the life forms like plants, these minerals. Okay, but these minerals will not be available to the organisms as these minerals are bound to huge rocks. Okay, so over long period of time and thousands and millions of years, the rocks at or near the surface of the earth are broken down by various physical, chemical and some biological process. Okay, and this end product of breaking down is the fine particles of soil. So the soil is formed by these rocks, okay, which are full of minerals. Now let us see how this soil is formed and which are the factors which make this soil. Okay, we will study them one by one. The first one is sun, the second one is water, then the third one is wind, and the fourth one is living organism. Okay, now we'll see the first one, sun. The sun heats up the rocks, these mineral rocks, during the daytime. Okay, now these rocks, when they are heated up, they expand. Now at the night, when the sun goes down, these rocks cool down and they contract. So expansion and contraction of these rocks takes place. Okay, now all the parts of rocks do not expand and contract at the same rate, because it depends on which part is exposed to the sun. As a result, there are formation of cracks. Okay, and the huge rock, they break into smaller pieces. This is the first factor, that is the sun. Now the next factor is water. Now this water, what it does, it breaks the soil, forms the rocks into breaks the rocks in two ways and helps the soil to form. The first one is the water. It gets into the cracks which are formed by heating of the sun. Okay, so once it enters the crack, this water, then what happens? It freezes up when the climate becomes cold. Now once the water freezes, the cracks widen up because of the frozen water. Now the second factor is the flowing water. The flowing water wears the rock. Over a long period of time, if water goes on flowing over the rock, it wears up. The fast flowing water often carries big and small particles of rock down the stream. Okay, so the water carries these particles along with it. Then next is this rocks rub against other rocks. So you have got cuts and abrasions all over the rocks and make it into smaller and smaller particles. Okay, then the water takes these particles along with wherever it flows and deposit it along its path. So this is the second factor, that is water. That is helps in formation of soil. The third factor is wind. Okay, now this wind also, in which the water rubs against the rocks the same way, the strong winds also erode the rocks. The continuous flow of wind, it erodes or makes the rock break down into small pieces. Now the wind carries sand from one place to another like water does. Okay, like how water takes the rock particles from one place to another, similarly the wind also. Now living organism. Now in living organism, we have got some plants, okay, or algae like lichen. Okay, these grow on the surface of the rocks. Now when they are growing on the surface of the rock, they release certain substances, chemical substances on the rock surface. Okay, this makes the rock to powder down or break into small pieces. Okay, now there are some plants like moss. They are able to grow on this surface and further cause the breakdown. Then there are roots of some big trees which get into the crack of the rocks, and as the roots grow bigger, the cracks are forced to form bigger and bigger. Okay, and the breaking of the rocks takes place. So these are the four factors which break the rocks. Now how is the soil and what is it made up of? Now all of us know soil is a mixture. It contains decayed living organisms like humus, Also, it contains average size particles. Okay, and the quality of the soil is decided by the amount of humus. So the type of the soil is decided by the size of the particles, while the quality of the soil is decided by the humus. Okay, now there are certain microorganisms also present in this soil. So humus is the major factor which decides the soil structure, because it causes the soil to become porous. Because of humus, the soil is porous. It's made up of holes where the water and air can penetrate deep down underground because of the humus. Okay, and the mineral nutrients that are found in a particular soil depends on the rocks from which it was formed. So which type of minerals are there depends on the rock of which it is made up of. So there are two factors, mainly humus and the rock, decides the quality of the soil. The nutrient content of the soil and the amount of humus present in it, and the depth of the soil, turn the page, okay, are some of the factors that decide which plant will grow on that soil. Okay, thus the topmost soil contains humus and the living organism. So the living organism depends on this topmost layer. What type of layer it is, according to that you will have the living organism. Okay, so this is the definition of topsoil. Now, according to this topsoil, there is biodiversity. Biodiversity matlab the living organisms which are growing in that or which are living in that particular area. Okay, now let us see about soil pollution, how the soil gets polluted. First of all of us know large amount of fertilizers and pesticides are added. Okay, these are used for long period of time. They can destroy the soil structure by killing the soil microorganisms. Okay, and then these microorganisms are very important for recycling of the nutrients. So that is also stopped. It also kills the earthworm, which make humus. Okay, so the fertile soil becomes barren by all these activities. Okay, second is removal of important components from the soil, and addition of this unwanted substance adversely affect the fertility of the soil, and it kills the diversity of the organisms which are living in that particular area, and that is known as soil pollution. So from here to here, this is the definition of soil pollution: removal of useful compound and addition of other substances which affect the fertility of the soil and affect the diversity, is known as soil pollution. Okay, now this soil which we are using right now, okay, has been created over a long period of time, but these factors also can affect the soil, okay, which made the soil at the first place. Okay, they are also responsible for removing of that soil also, like for the fine particles of the soil can be carried away by the flowing wind or the flowing water or the wind. These are the factors which made the soil, and they are also responsible for destroying the soil. Okay, the soil gets washed away and the rocks underneath are exposed. So we have lost a valuable resource, that is very little. Okay, now how to prevent erosion? Mainly the roots of the plants, they are playing a very important role in preventing the soil erosion, and deforestation will destroy all these things. The diversity and the soil erosion will be taking place, and the topsoil will become barren. So this process of soil erosion is very difficult to reverse unless you grow trees. The vegetative cover has a very important role to play in percolation of water which goes deeper into the layer. Thank you.